August 19, 1998. The Box Canyon system runs through the San Juan Mountains of southwestern Colorado, a limestone complex formed over 40 million years by the relentless work of water through soft carbonate rock. Its narrow passages and underground streams have drawn explorers for decades. At 2:14 p.m. on August 19th, 6 young people entered the primary shaft at approximately 8,400 feet elevation, their headlamps cutting through the August heat into permanent cool darkness. Marcus Chen, 24, led the expedition. A geologist with 2 years of caving experience, he carried a worn guidebook and a borrowed GPS unit. Beside him was his girlfriend Sarah Winters, 22, a business student who had caved twice before and trusted Marcus completely. James Rudolph, 25, brought technical skills but also overconfidence. He'd completed a ropes course certification last spring and believed that qualified him for anything underground. The remaining 3 had minimal experience. Twins Derek and Brooke Matthews, 20, visiting from San Diego for their cousin's wedding, and Evan Price, 19, a college freshman who joined the trip 3 days prior through an online adventure club. Marcus had checked weather reports that morning. Scattered thunderstorms were predicted for the afternoon, but nothing severe. The forecast showed only a 20% chance of precipitation, and the canyon wasn't known for flash flooding. "We'll be out by 6, he told the group at the canyon entrance. The first 3 hours passed in the way caving trips do, wonder mixed with physical discomfort. The passages were tight, requiring belly crawls through sections no more than 2 feet high. Water ran somewhere beneath the limestone, audible but not seen. At 5:18 p.m., they reached the deepest chamber, a cathedral-like space where their combined lamp beams barely reached the ceiling. The air temperature held steady at 48 degrees. They rested for 12 minutes, took photographs, marveled at flowstone formations. At 5:47 p.m., Marcus first noticed the sound change. The underground stream, previously a distant murmur, had become distinctly louder, a rush rather than a trickle. "Probably fine," James said. "Underground water levels fluctuate." Marcus agreed, though uncertainty touched his face. Sarah watched the water cascade emerge from the tunnel ahead, a ribbon they'd crossed easily on entry. Now it carried more volume with visible current. By 6:12 p.m., Brooke noticed the temperature dropping, not gradually, but in perceptible increments. Her breath began to fog. Evan asked if that was normal. "Sometimes air moves through these systems," Marcus said, but he was moving faster now, shepherding them toward the exit. At 6:23 p.m., Derek heard it first, a sound like distant thunder, though they were 300 feet underground. The sound grew. Within 30 seconds, all 6 heard it, a deep rumble beneath their feet. The limestone trembled. For 18 seconds, an unearthly roar echoed through the passages as a flash flood began racing through the underground channels, fed by thunderstorms that had stalled directly above the canyon's drainage basin. The tunnel ahead became impassable. A wall of dark water, perhaps 5 feet high, surged through the passage they'd entered. James, standing closest, tried to run backward and fell, scrambling on limestone slick with spray. The water didn't reach them in that passage, but the spray did, shockingly cold, 42 degrees Fahrenheit. More significantly, the water velocity increased the air pressure in the sealed system. The atmospheric change caused immediate disorientation and dizziness in several group members. "The secondary passage," Marcus shouted, already moving. Years ago, another route had been marked in the guidebook, longer, bypassing this section. They had headlamps, rope, harnesses. They could do this. The temperature continued dropping. In the darkness of rapid decision-making, no one considered why the air was becoming colder. The answer was fatal. The water surge had displaced carbon dioxide and other dense gases accumulated in a lower chamber. These gases were rising through the system, pushing oxygen-rich air out. The group moved through passages they'd not planned to traverse. Derek and Brooke stayed close, their earlier eagerness replaced with genuine fear. Sarah's hand found Marcus's, though she didn't let go.
At 6:41 p.m., James reached a section requiring a 15-foot climb across a narrow ledge. He'd been first on the ropes course. He moved swiftly. Evan followed, then Brooke, who hesitated on the vertical exposure but kept moving.
Marcus came next. Sarah waited, watching his form disappear into the darkness above. That was when she noticed Evan sitting down at the base of the ledge. "Evan, come on," she called. "I can't," he said simply. His speech was slurred. His breathing had become rapid and shallow. Hypoxia. The carbon dioxide and nitrogen buildup in the chamber was displacing oxygen from breathable air. Evan's inexperienced body couldn't recognize the danger until cognitive function was already compromised. Sarah climbed to the ledge and called for Marcus. He descended back down, moving quickly but not quickly enough. Derek and Brooke were feeling it too now. Vertigo, confusion, a strange sense of floating detachment. The air had become 7.2% carbon dioxide, levels at which human confusion and motor control deteriorate rapidly. Above 10%, unconsciousness comes within minutes. Marcus made an immediate calculation. They couldn't carry Evan. The climbing passage was too narrow, too exposed. Going back meant following passages he couldn't remember in a gas-contaminated environment. Going forward meant abandoning someone. He took off his belt and helped Sarah secure Evan to a cave pillar with a carabiner and loose knots. Not truly a secure anchor, but something. They told him they'd send help from above, a lie they had to believe. Evan nodded, already slipping toward unconsciousness. James, Brooke, and Derek reached the upper passage. Marcus and Sarah climbed on, desperate adrenaline driving their muscles despite the increasingly toxic air. At 6:54 p.m., they emerged from the entrance shaft into twilight rain and gasped air that had never been so sweet. They had been underground for 4 hours and 40 minutes. The emergency call was made at 7:03 p.m. The San Juan County Sheriff's Department initiated rescue operations at 7:41 p.m. after carefully reviewing canyon geology and gas hazards. Specialized rescue teams with oxygen equipment and gas monitors arrived from Grand Junction at 4:22 a.m. They recovered Evan Price's body at 6:18 a.m., still secured to the pillar. He had been alive when they found him, barely conscious, but alive. He died in the chamber at 6:43 a.m., despite the rescuers' oxygen supplementation before they could move him safely. His oxygen saturation had fallen to 42%. His heart failed. Derek Matthews had suffered a minor stroke during the hypoxic exposure, though he recovered with extensive treatment. Sarah Winters developed PTSD and never explored caves again. Marcus Chen became an advocate for revised caving safety protocols, touring universities with a presentation titled "The Silence Before Tragedy." James Rudolph moved to Denver and rarely discussed what happened. Evan Price's parents established the Box Canyon Education Foundation, funding geological safety research and youth wilderness training. The Box Canyon system was closed to casual explorers in 1999, requiring permits and mandatory guides familiar with water table dynamics and gas accumulation patterns. A memorial stone was placed at the entrance on August 19, 2000. It reads simply, "To the young, who believed in tomorrow." The Box Canyon holds secrets still. Water rushes through its darkness, relentless and indifferent.
Those who study such places know that beauty and danger coexist in geological time, that human confidence often precedes understanding, and that nature operates according to laws that do not account for human intention or age or love or promise.
If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for similar ones, and feel free to drop suggestions for the next video in the comments.